So there's the wee sign at the top to let you know that it's been recorded. So just again, let me know if I come to you with anything and you don't want to be recorded speaking or on camera. Tell me, I'll turn it off while I'm speaking to you. Okay. Don't don't be shy to say that to me that you don't want to. I'd rather you accept what I'm saying, that you recognise the person, than just stay quiet because you don't want to be on the recording. So I'll just turn it off. So I say my name's Mark. I'm the bearded light worker. I call myself a light worker, but essentially it's a medium by another name. I just prefer that term because it describes what I do better. Essentially, that I work with the light in order to bring through messages. If you can't hear me or can't understand what I'm saying, just give me a shout or wave at me. I'll try to speak as clearly as I can. And sometimes I do speak quite fast, so just tell me to slow down. Especially if I'm on a tangent with something, I'm just talking about something. When I'm reading, I tend not to look at people. So if you see me looking away from the screen when I'm doing my readings, or when I'm doing cards, don't be put off by it. It's just it's a habit I've gone into because I don't like seeing people's facial expressions, and even if the camera's off, I think the habit will take over. I'll start looking away from the screen. So just let me know. I might pause every so often just while I'm focusing in on something. So don't be put off by that. And I might stop mid-sentence because I'm getting distracted by something else. But essentially our plan is fairly loose. Also, we're going to cop and fit, don't worry. It's just me. I'll come out with it again. It's fairly loose. I want to kind of just do some cards, do some question and answers, see if any spirits will come through and talk. And basically just let you guys get to know me a bit better, one-on-one, or one to how many of our people's here. So I'm just seeing who I'm going to be drawn to first, and we're going to do a bit of cards. I'm going to come to you first, Hallie, and do some cards. You happy for it to be recorded or some card readings for you? Perfect. So what I do is I'm going to pull some angel cards. Well, one angel card, and that's going to give us a bit of a theme, what we're going to talk about. Okay. So, and then I'll use some tarot cards as well to just narrow in on it. Okay. So, okay, come on. Priestess. So being called to step up, being called to lead others, lead by example, be your authentic self, to show other people that they can do it. You see the cards will elaborate on this a bit. We'll see where it goes. Okay. You can unmute as well if you want, Ali, just so you can answer any questions. Okay, so it's kind of it's kind of coming together now. So you come from a place where you've closed a chapter of your life, whether that's a romantic chapter or a chapter that had quite a big part of your life, but also it provided you some financial security as well. But you've made the decision to close that part of your life off and start a new journey. And at the present, oh, there we go. So I was just coming in now. And now that journey's ended, you've begun this new journey. You're finding your way, and also finding your way for this new financial stability that it's going to provide you. And this is something that's going to provide you a lot within yourself. You're going to find something within yourself that's a lot more, has a lot more strength, maybe what you had in the past. More you're doing something for, feels like it's doing more for yourself, more for your own strength and who you are. And it's going to allow you to have a balanced judgment rather than what popped in my head there was paranoid judgments. I don't know if it's about paranoia sometimes, or imposter syndrome, but I see things just charging ahead after making this decision to almost cut something out of your life and start something new in its place. It's going to give you that peace and centered feeling. That's going to allow you just to charge ahead with your life. Does that make sense to you?
Kind of. I've been out of work for a long time since having the boys, and I have been thinking about going back into work. So maybe that's what it's meaning.
Yeah, because a lot of
That
it was about
financial and
a new financial journey.
yeah.
And yeah, because I know when my wife was out of work for a few years with the kids being born and being at home, and then when she went into work, it gave her a new lease of life because it was something she was doing also for herself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's definitely some encouragement to do that anyway. Never let these things make just decisions for you, but
just sort of guide you a bit.
Yeah, but whatever you do, just how I feel and I think, and decide if you're doing it for yourself as much as anything else. Looking after yourself. Okay. So welcome, Adele. Sorry you had trouble getting in. More people, and then see who else I'm drawn to. Laura, I'm going to come to you, Ashley. I know I've read you before, but I get the feeling you need to be told something. Don't know what it is yet. Right, so let's get this. All right, so here's your angel card. So your card is Anna, grandmother of Jesus. So it's all about laying the groundwork for yourself by laying your own foundations. You're laying the foundations for your family. And basically being your true self and staying on your own journey gives you the ability to give other people strength and support. Let's see what the cards are saying. Now, I'll put the cards down for this one. We'll draw the cards. I think there is something floating about, but we'll see. Feel a familiar energy floating about. Okay, so you can unmute yourself if you want, Laura. Sorry, my voice keeps breaking into this cold. Who are you fighting with just now? There's someone that you're butting heads with, or a struggle with. I was like there's peers that are almost like just tension. Some peers. Does that make sense? Yeah. Your thoughts in a row, basically. Don't let other people tell you otherwise. Don't let them make you question your decisions, what you want to do, and what you need to do. Because what you do lays foundations to support other people, as well as yourself, and you support other people in a healthy way. But you also support people in an unhealthy way sometimes, where you give too much. So be careful of that. There's roots in the past that you've laid down that don't serve you anymore, but you're holding on to them. So let them go, because when you let them go, they're like an anchor. Let that anchor go, and they'll just release you into the world to do what you need to do. And you're going to put down new roots, healthier roots, roots that are more financially stable as well. So you can get some decisions financially coming up that will allow you to, with good judgment, allow you to navigate and become a bit more secure. But the main thing is, I think, just drawn straight to the tension with peers. Don't let someone live in your head rent free. Basically, don't try and let resentments go. Try and let thoughts go and worries around other people. Just focus on the here and now and yourself. Because you very much are. I know you are a grandmother, but you're very much about being. You are a great grandmother, and you have to make sure you've got the energy to stay that way.
Yeah.
Okay. I think there was. No, they backed off again now. I think it's just because that I came to you. It was it's like whenever I'm around you, your mother tends to turn up, doesn't she?
Yeah. Lucia's backed off this time.
Yeah, I think that just making sure I said it the right way. So
Yeah.
Okay. Come to one more person and we'll maybe do some questions and answers.
Thank you.
I'm coming to HGS. What's your name? Sorry.
It's Hannah.
Hannah. Nice to meet you, Hannah. Oh, Hannah Johnson Smith. Why did? I'm sorry, Hannah.
It's fine. Couldn't be bothered typing my full name, so I just used the initials.
Kim just shouted something at me, and I'm pretty sure it was abusive. She must be the Kim that's on here, actually.
I thought that when I seen her name.
I'm psychic I am. I didn't even realise it's my wife. I just saw Kim went, okay. Right. For anyone that knows, obviously, I know Hannah, but I've not seen Hannah probably in 15 years.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, we only met once.
Time.
Yeah, met once through my wife. You worked with my wife.
Yeah.
And we've known each other from that. But just on the table, I don't actually know much about Hannah.
I haven't seen Kim for ages either.
No. It's fine. Okay, so okay. So I think we're going to be talking about conflict as well. So it's mirror. So somebody's being a bit of a trigger point for you
Okay.
at the moment. Whenever I read someone, I think I'm going to touch on a subject, I always put on the table what I already know about someone, whether it's from reading or just because Elgin's a small place. So you've got a little girl, don't you?
I've got 2 now.
Yeah, that's fine. So I'm just making sure people know. I'm admitting I know you've got kids before we go into this. And you're still with your partner, aren't you?
Yep.
No? Okay. Well, that makes sense what we're talking. Okay, that's fine. Well, I'm going to stop asking questions. I don't do questions. I was just trying to make sure that I had everything honest, but I was tripping myself up there by doing that. Actually, we're not going to talk about that, but I thought that's where we were going with it, but apparently not. So that's fine. So now I've got to figure out how this relates to trigger it. By the way, guys, with cards, I go with my intuition, what my gut tells me the card means. I pretty much ignore the book meaning. Even though I know what they mean book-wise, but I tend to ignore it and go with what I feel it's talking about during a reading. I think we're talking, when I looked at the word triggering, I didn't look at the image too much. Now I'm looking at the image, I'm looking at the cards. I feel as though the trigger point isn't something like a trigger, as in bad, as in someone's triggering trauma or bad memories. Although I get the sense there is stuff there, but we're not going to be going there today. Pardon me, excuse me. I think this trigger point is a trigger point of your intuitive abilities yourself, your senses of things around you, your knowingness. I think something's coming to the forefront at the moment for you. Certainly in the past, you've always had a strong intuition. You've always been a free spirit, taking leaps of faith, whether that leap of faith led you somewhere good or somewhere bad. You're just somebody that takes leaps of faith, and that's not something really that you should ever change, because that's the type of people in the world that really move forward. And that has led you quite far into certain journeys, which we've talked about at the start. Some of those journeys ended. But don't go back to the past in your head. I think I can see regrets, I can see questioning sometimes of decisions. Don't question them. Your path is your path, and you're on the right path where you're supposed to be. At the moment, there is a increased, this awareness you've always had is just something's triggered it, and something has really brought it out of you at the moment, and you're feeling a strong pull towards the more spiritual, towards more of a healing path as well. I see you actually doing healing, being a healer. But to get there, I think it's important for you to stop focusing on things that have been lost and the negative, and focus on what you've got, all the lessons, the stuff that's lost, the stuff that's been negative. Focus on the lessons from that, and just focus on what you have and the love you have in your life, and that is going to allow you to heal as well. Because I think there's some stuff you need to heal from. But going forward financially, again, I said it before, I'll put up the card again. The Pentacles is financial, and it's just happiness. It's the 10 of Pentacles, so it's almost a complete journey. So everything you've learned up to this point, even if those past led to nothing or to not very much financially, or even emotionally, all those little loose threads, those little paths, you can pull them, combine them all together to be your life experience, to be you and who you are, and that will allow you to help heal and also heal others, and put that in financially as well, into some sort of future financially. Also put on the table, I know you do, you use your experience in social media and stuff as a business as well, but I'm not talking about that so much. I'm talking about your healing as well. So that makes sense with healing and having intuition about what's around you. And
yeah, it does. Yeah.
So there's
goosebumps.
Sorry.
It gave me goosebumps.
There's a lot of strength in you, and I know we're going to meet at some point soon anyway to talk business. We'll sit down and we'll go into some other stuff that I was feeling, but I don't, it's a public forum, so I'm not going to spill all your stuff out in here, so we'll talk privately. No worries.
Thank you.
So I find when I'm doing cards especially, there's a lot of common themes that go through the readings, and even mediumship. And it's all about empowerment of people. What I do is I do try and heal people, and it's all about empowering those people to show them. It's wrong to say I heal people. I show people a way for them to heal themselves, because then if damage comes their way again, they know how to fix it themselves. They don't need to rely on someone else to do it. Even if they want to come for some support, I give people the tools. So it's people that have been in relationships that have turned toxic. I've had that quite a lot, and they're just reclaiming their power and reclaiming their lives and learning that they are a strong, powerful person. I'm talking about males and females as well, because they've been told their entire lives or entire adult lives that they're weak or they're something else. Or at work, this world just tends to beat people down, whether it's at work, socially, relationships. And I think people now are starting to waken up a bit and learn that they're actually worth more. People are starting to learn what they're worth. But the main theme is just love, learning to love yourself and accept who you are. When we learn to accept who we are and learn to love ourselves, it's a lot easier to heal those scars and wounds and move on with our lives. And also living in the moment. Because when we sit and we take resentments, they're never given to someone. We always take them and hold on to them. And it's easier to say this than do it. But when we have those resentments and those people live in our heads rent free, it's us that can't sleep at night. It's us that get sick, not the person we're thinking about. So it's us that's harming ourselves by holding on to these things. So it's about finding a way to release it. And as I said, easier to say that than do it. It's not something where, like I said, go release your resentments and pain. It's not going to just happen. It's finding what works for you personally. And different things work for different people. But there's a lot of common themes that I should have wrote them down. I can't remember the rest. But they'll come up as we go. But I just have a bit of a Q&A. If anybody wants to ask questions, have a conversation about what I do, how I do it, or just about spiritual stuff in general, just give me a wave or unmute yourself and ask a question. See, these meetings are all great until I ask you to speak.
Don't. Can you
Hi,
hear me?
Laura. Yeah, I
Hi.
can hear you.
Do you do Reiki as well? Bless you. Oh. Take a minute.
Sorry, guys.
I'm just saying, take a minute, take a drink and take a minute.
I'll be fine.
Yeah.
I've got a neurological condition, so when I get a cold, it flares that up. So every time I
Oh, yeah.
cough, it's not just a cough. It's a cough and a wee bitty seizure, and that's not too bad at the minute.
Yeah, well, bless you.
It just gives me a little bit of a wobble rather than absence or anything. But that's one of the things I was just talking about. When you learn to heal yourself and cope with things, and you reclaim your power and accept and learn to love yourself for who you are. I managed to do that, and it's just within the last year I managed to do that properly. And I got diagnosed with a neurological condition. I'm able to cope with that. I'm able to deal with that and not go and kick off, not go and self-destructive path like I have done in the past. I can deal with it healthily, go, okay, what I need to do next for myself. And I've started going out on my push bike again. I've started exercising, eating properly, trying to strengthen my body, making the right decisions. So that's one of the benefits of learning to love yourself and who you are. You start to look after yourself. You learn how to process stuff properly, and also walk away from situations. If a situation isn't working for you, it's unhealthy, you'd like, bye, fine. And you just walk away. Sorry, Laura, what was your question? It was about Reiki, wasn't it?
Aye, do you do that?
I do, yeah. I do angelic Reiki. I'm an angelic Reiki practitioner. So I learned to do that last December. And it's very much, I always stay away from the word healing. It's not me that does the healing. I always call myself a human telephone when it comes to mediumship, because I'm just listening and passing on stuff. I'm a relay station. And when I'm doing the healing, it's not me that's doing the healing. I'm just the channel for angelic beings to put the energy through me, and the universe puts energy through me to heal you and then direct me where to go. The training for angelic Reiki is learning how to open yourself up to those energies, and how to process the directions that you've been given. And it's a beautiful experience. Reiki is always a beautiful experience. I have it done to myself. I went back to a Reiki master a few weeks back, and she done some Reiki and some other bits, and I went into a trance, and I just had the most beautiful journey the whole time I was there. So when you're giving Reiki, when you're receiving Reiki, whether you go into trance or not, you start seeing colors, Usually, a lot of people just see colours and it stops there, but you can have full blown visions. You can go on little journeys. It just depends how relaxed you are and how open you are to it.
Aye.
But Reiki is a beautiful, beautiful tool.
Yeah, I'll have to get some done Sunday.
Yeah, yeah. Just give me a shout. I'll come around it.
Yeah, will do.
I just walk around your cat. That's all. My little one's just waking up. Any other questions, guys? Anything at all? Don't worry. Nothing's off the table. Be shy. Everyone's got questions about this stuff.
Yeah.
You can type it into the chat if you don't want to unmute, or tell me to stop recording if you want to speak but not have it recorded.
I don't know how this works. How can you type in chat?
Down the bottom there is Hannah, you did it earlier. How do you do it?
There's 3 dots at the side, and then it says in call messages.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Okay.
It opens up the chat box.
There we go.
I'll just say it on a way, but I'll be quiet for now.
Feel free to ask a second question if nobody else wants to ask anything yet. Okay. Let's see if I can get MD through spirit wise and see what we can come up with. Right, so there was a spirit that came through quite clearly before everyone came in and gave me the name Catherine. So sometimes it's just the first letter, but it was quite a strong Catherine, so a Kath or a Ka, but that kind of sounding name. I'm just inviting them back into my energy, see if I can get more information. They gave me an image of bunnies. So I think this person had a love of bunnies and chocolate because they're showing me lint bunnies as well. But they're definitely showing me living bunnies. But I would say this person had an obsession with bunnies, but it's almost a bit of a joke. Does that make sense to anyone? The bunny thing? No. Okay, let's keep going. Just means I need to try harder. I think I'm coming to you, Ali. They're showing me themselves. They're showing me a hairdresser's chair with a big, I don't know if you actually get them in hairdressers anymore, but the big things that we go over your head, the hair dryers. They're showing me that kind of thing. So I see a hairdresser stylist, and I'm seeing bunnies and chocolate and stuff. Does that make sense to you, Ali? I keep coming to you. He's still there. Hi there.
Sorry, I was just trying to figure out how to unmute it for a second.
ahead.
I don't think so, sorry. Not that I can recall.
Let me see if I can. I'll go quiet for a minute while I try and tune in.
It's all good.
Yeah, I think it's actually a bit of a cross reading. I think I was on a tangent with Catherine, hairdresser, stylist, and things, but somebody else. What happened was I just heard Nailer in my head, so I think it was somebody directing me towards you. So we'll see what they
Right.
over each other. Right, so this is starting broad, but I'll get more specific, and we'll get some validation as we go as well. But as a little lady that always felt the cold, see what I mean by broad? That's everyone's grand. We'll get there. Somebody else is coming in. She told me herself in the cardigan. What she's drawn attention to is her trousers. Her trousers were always like ironed, like they were flat. There wasn't a single crease in them. I don't know if that's important or not, but she was drawing me to that. Just saying,
I had a nana, and she ironed everything, like even her bed sheets, her her underwear and stuff. But that's the only thing I
yeah,
can think
she was
of.
making a point of my trousers have no creases. She's like making a big deal of the flat no like shape.
Mhm.
I was thinking, I don't know how old your kids are, but you mentioned having kids. Is one of them losing teeth at the minute, or just lost a tooth?
It was a few months ago, so not like super recently.
Okay. She's just talking about basically your life in general at the minute. So she's bringing up, see if she can bring something up a bit closer to just now. So with the ironing, you the opposite. Do you have like a pile that sits waiting for ages?
Sorry, what was that?
Are you the opposite with the ironing? Sorry to embarrass you, but do you
I
always have a
don't
big
iron.
pile?
I
Yeah,
don't iron anything.
she said there. She's
No, I probably should, but
no, she's bigger than ironing. She was. She's laughing, so I think she's got bigger perspective now. Then
um,
I'm the same. I only iron the stuff I go to work in.
I don't
Yeah.
iron nothing at all neither, so you're not wrong.
okay, that's fine.
It's new fashion.
I just hang things up and hope for the best, to be honest.
Yeah. I saw a Facebook post the other day, the generation that killed the iron. She's telling me to shut up because she's trying to talk. She feels she's quite a gentle energy, but she will be like sharp, like she just told me off for talking when she's trying to come through. But there's that loving.
She was loud. She was quite
Yeah.
loud.
Yeah,
Had
she
a
made
bit of
herself.
a rocky relationship with her. So it was a bit.
She's I don't think the love ever faded, even if it was harder to see at times. She wish she said it more. I'm just trying to get some validation because okay. Still make this gets too personal, okay? Because this is kind of on my line of what I say during a sort of group thing. But Ryan saying she didn't approve in some of your life choices and your life situation.
Kind of.
Um,
We just grew apart. I think when I moved up to Scotland because she lives down in England. But yeah, she's very old fashioned. So I've got tattoos, piercings, that sort of thing. She never really been.
I'm right in saying she fell out with you when you had the kids.
I think it was just before.
She's raised. She's that sort of time. She's wanting to talk about a specific time, and she's making me feel it was around the time you had the kids. And I wasn't sure what was the cause of the kids or what was going on there. She's wanting to apologise for a lot, but specifically because you already said to me that you had a rocky relationship. I wanted something a bit more specific than me just coming out and repeating what you said to me. So she's specifically talking about this instance, but she does want to apologise for everything. Basically, when we cross over, and this is another common theme that comes across in reading, especially mediumship. When we cross over, we get a bigger perspective of things. We relive situations where we're falling out with somebody or had a big falling out, an argument, but we live it through that person's eyes, so we can see it through. So we feel what they felt. We feel their emotions. We have their thoughts and memories. We feel where they're coming from. And it gives us learnings, it gives us experience, it gives us the growth we need when we've crossed over. It also gives us healing. And she had to do that, not just with you, there's a lot of people she had to go back and look at different things from that perspective. And she's so sorry for a lot. There's times where she feels she's still right, but she went about it the wrong way. But she also recognises a lot of the time where she was just plain wrong. And she would never admit that before. And I don't believe she's even ever said sorry to you. So but she's saying it now. She's sorry for everything, for not having the understanding that she should have done, and not always showing the love that she should have shown. But she did love you and never stopped. Never.
Mm,
Okay. So I'll leave you with her love, all right?
thank you.
No problem. Thank you, Ali.
Appreciate that.
That's okay. We go code or no code, it's still working. The connection's drifting off now. I guess probably do with having the cold as well. Energy drop. So what I'm going to do is see if anybody's got any more questions. We'll do some more Q&A and we'll do some more cards to finish out the hour. Anyone got any other?
Smart card means.
Oh, I wasn't asking Siri if we had questions, so apparently he did. Anyone got any questions at all? Anything that's popped up about mediumship? Everyone's so quiet. Okay. Right, as before, if I come to you with the cards and you don't want to be recorded, just tell me and I'll turn the recording off while I'm speaking to you, okay? Natalia, let's come to you. I think we've met before, haven't we, Natalia? Have I read you before? No. You've got a familiar face, but I don't know why. Okay. Again, you're welcome to unmute yourself, but I'm not going to force you to if you don't want to. You can just nod or shake your head at me. So, I'll go with this card. So, where are you being called to in your journey? So there is initial feeling from that card. You're almost, I like to take it almost literally. Like there is a decision to be made about doing something with your life or changing your journey. Let's see what the rest of the cards say. Okay, so you've always been this bright, burning light that people are drawn to. It's served you quite well with who you are, your family, your friendships. Even though at times it's been absolutely exhausting, and at times people have taken advantage of that. These days, it's all right, Laura. It's lovely to see you anyway. At the moment, with the people in your life, you very much learn who is using you and who's not, who's going to take advantage and who's not. And it feels almost as though everything's changing. I can't change gears there. Sorry, I went from that, but I'm just getting this feeling of everything's in a state of change for you at the moment. Does that make sense? Yeah. But remember, if you remember who you are, remember the person you are and your intuition about other people. So you've built up a good intuition of who to trust and who not to trust, who's using you, who's not using you. Use that, and that will aid you in your journey. And just sit and feel about which decisions are calling to you more, which directions calling to you. Because I feel everything will keep moving whether you make a decision or not. But making a decision, you're taking your power back in that journey, and you're deciding. And don't look back. When you made the decision, you've made that decision. Don't be afraid to admit if something was a wrong decision, but don't regret making it, because you've learned lessons from that decision for the next ones. You've got growth from that regardless. All decisions are good decisions, even the bad ones. They're just a different type of good decision. That's just the one you need to make at that particular time. We all make decisions the best we can with the information we've got at the time. Again, it's another common theme. We make the best decision we can with the information, the tools we have at that point. 5 years later or 1 year later, with hindsight, better tools, more knowledge, more experience, we wish we didn't make that decision. But that's because we've got a lot more tools, a lot more experience, and we know ourselves better. So don't be afraid to just make a decision, because we will get it wrong sometimes, but that's okay as well. And just don't let your thoughts carry you too far into the past. The past there to learn from. It's not there to be lived in. We only live in the present. We can't live in the past. So you need to let go of some things in the past. Does that make sense? Yeah. And just trust yourself, trust the universe. So I think there's times where there is a concern and a worry about money, but there doesn't necessarily need to be. It always works out fine somehow, even if it's a little bit hard at times. Again, follow your intuition. You're a strong, powerful woman. Just remember that, remember who you are, and you'll steer yourself right. Okay. That's okay. Thanks. Okay, we've got a few minutes, got time for one more. I've not come to you yet, Amy, have I? Amy G. Hiya. Are you happy for me to keep the record going? Yeah. Okay. You can either unmute or you can shake your head or not. It's up to you. Oh. Right. So, initiation, crossing the threshold. So, I'll look at the cards before I start talking about this one, because we're in a few different directions on that. The card itself is both dark and beautiful. When you see up close like I can, the detail, you've got little smoke, a little smoke snake, and you've got the purple and the blues in the background, and it's all the details of the cave or the structure it's in. So I don't think we've met before, have we? No. You're married, aren't you? No? Strong. Is that a strong relationship you're in then? A long-term relationship? No. I'm totally getting the wrong impression with these cards then. There's a lot of setting down roots, a lot of romantic energy, but you having your strength in relationships. Let me refocus because I must be going down completely the wrong path. Looking at these cards, it was very much as though there was a strong partner, like a strong, like life partner, or, but obviously not. Okay. Your strength has always come from somewhere inside. There's, I get a feeling at times there are situations where people have been upset or angry, or not able to, there's things that people are not being able to cope with that you've like, just deal with it. Just almost just get on with it. And it's a strength that you've not always had the judgment socially on what might seem a bit rash. Does that make sense? You can say no if it doesn't. No. Okay. I'm completely striking that way. It happens. It happens. I think it's this cold probably just getting the better of me now. My hair's just gone down. We'll try again some other time, Amy. Private message me, okay? We'll set up a one-on-one, a free one-on-one, okay? We'll get something. Whenever I give somebody a poor reading, I always like to redeem myself, so we'll do a free one-to-one. Just send me a private message. But no, I can feel myself getting a bit shaky, so I think it's my energy's just dipped a little bit too much. But I can still answer a couple of questions if you want. We've got that time. Okay. Well, thank you everyone for coming along tonight. It was really good to actually see a good turnout as well. I was worried I was going to be sat staring at myself. So I'm glad people were able to come along. Is there MD coming on Friday? And they got the tickets? Actually, it's hard to answer that one. Hallie, oh, you'll be there too.
You got my tickets.
You've got tickets, haven't you, Julie?
I think you've still got my tickets.
I'll get them to you.
I hope.
I do. Don't worry.
Good.
It's fine. No, I'll get some back for you and a couple other people. It's fine. But it's sold out now. But I'll hopefully get another date in the next month or two. But okay, guys. Well, thank you so much for coming along. And I'll hopefully see you all again at some point through the process.
Thank you.
Thank you. Love and light.
Bye.
Bye-bye.